Damn, son, look at that. God damn. First of all, Soulja Boy. Oh shoot, I ain't mean to click on it.
Okay, y'all. Karma is flipping blocks right now, and Soulja Boy is next in line. This is what it's looking like, y'all. Word on the street is Soulja Boy just got arrested, and so far they are not saying anything about a bond or none of this.
They saying Soulja Boy.
Oh my God,
is
you guys,
arrested.
come.
Wait a minute. God dang it, I wasn't meaning to. Shoot, this thing always changes up. That's all right. We'll find something to do. God dang it. First of all, I tried to tell y'all, man, and I mean, who am I? Everybody think they know, and everybody think I want y'all to believe me. Y'all need to follow me, whatever. But I'm just letting y'all know the common sense. Common sense is not that common. Why would the president get involved in something this low? That's the boo-boo over there. What will the United States benefit for Puffy being pardoned? So now Trump then finally jumped out there and killed that noise and was like, dude, I ain't even looking at this. We got other things to worry about. We trying to shut down these borders, and I'm trying to get down with this ICE situation. That's what a president need to be worrying about. Most deaf. So that's that. Also, what Tisha says, I ain't trying to do no more Tishas, man. Check this out. Marad was saying something. I had one up ready to go. Then I clicked by accident. Let's go back to what was I getting ready to do? While I'm looking, I can't look and play this at the same time. But I want to play this, man. I took the family out to.
All right. Who was this? Yeah, it's a recording. Yes. Hey, what y'all doing?
Watch this, y'all.
Hey, give me that ball. Give me that.
Them little kids made me tired. I'm tired as I don't know what.
You're supposed to bounce it.
Camera people. Oh man. Hold up, y'all. My camera people is there. You go. That's better. That's better right there. She's shooting toward the light. You can't shoot toward the light. It makes everything darker. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to show a little bit of that to y'all that I just filmed. Okay, let's do this right here. I wanted to do this one and couldn't find it last time. Check this out. Katt Williams confirmed why Malcolm Jamal Warner passing doesn't make sense. Jamil, aka Jamal, shout out to him, man. This was put up 3 hours ago. I thought shoot. Katt Williams. Oh my gracious. Let me see. I think, does he put in? Nah, he don't. Let's check this out, man. Whatever, man. We're just gonna do it off his channel. Shout out to my main man, Jamil, aka Jamal. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and check it out.
Welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over now. I have been letting this play out. I've been hearing a lot of rumors. I always say whenever a celebrity passes away, it's just weird. It's just a weird feeling that you get, especially for someone who kind of speaks out against the industry, stuff like that. Now, I got this video here. It says, Katt Williams confirms why Malcolm Jamal Warner death doesn't make sense. And it says set up with a question mark. I don't know this to be true. I don't know if Katt Williams is even going to say anything in this video dealing with Malcolm, or is he going to be talking about stuff in the past that kind of goes together. how when you had him on Club Shay Shay, he was talking about the all truths will be revealed. I always try to read in between the lines, but take this video with a grain of salt. But I just want to see if any new information has come out. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
We can go through 300 years of history and look for all the black people that fit the description you just said.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, dead at the age of 54 on a drowning accident while he was vacationing with his family.
Something's not adding up. Malcolm Jamal Warner, star of The Cosby Show, reportedly drowned while trying to save his daughter in Costa Rica. But wait, Katt Williams isn't buying it. And honestly, neither should you. Because what he just said about Malcolm's death flips the whole narrative on its head. This isn't just a tragedy. This might be a cover-up. One designed to silence a man who knew too much, or worse, was trying to break free from the industry's grip. And if what Katt says is true, then someone wanted him gone, badly. Stay tuned, because in just a moment, you'll hear the explosive statement Katt made that may explain why Malcolm was never supposed to come back alive. And once you hear it, you'll never look at this story the same way again.
It's the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time.
Because this ain't just about an accidental drowning. This is about how a man lived, how they tried to drag him down because he refused to comply, and how they only started showing him love once he was no longer here to feel it. Without further delay, let's get into it, because this is some scary business going on here.
If I die tomorrow, I know I would go with a smile on my face.
First, we need to be real. Malcolm wasn't just some child actor we forgot about. He was the heart of The Cosby Show. He was the example of a young black man on TV who didn't have to be angry, dangerous, or dumb. He had intelligence, charm, and discipline, and he carried that same energy into his adult life. As a kid, he had big dreams and hoped the success he had found would go on and on.
How long do you hope this goes on?
For a long time.
Unfortunately, that would not be the story. This wasn't just a sad accident. This was a moment that hit hard because of who Malcolm Jamal Warner was, how he lived, and how he died. On July 20th, 2025, Malcolm was on vacation in Costa Rica with his family. They were at a beach called Playa Grande near the town of Limon. It's beautiful, but also dangerous. That beach is known for its rough waters and deadly rip currents. That day, there were no lifeguards on duty. None. Just a few signs warning people not to swim.
These are the first things we saw when we pulled up to the beach. Signs in Spanish and English warning people about potentially hazardous conditions.
Around 2 p.m., Malcolm and a friend went into the ocean. His 8-year-old daughter stayed on the sand. That part is important. Some early reports wrongly said he went in to save her. But the truth is, she never entered the water. As soon as Malcolm and his friend got in...
See, right there. Because, yeah, it was some reports. And that's, I think I had brought up the one, I forget her name, from Glee. That's why I've waited. I've waited and I've waited. And I don't know, man. It's just whenever I hear about someone drowning, like, and he was in the water with his friend. Oh, brother.
They were pulled by a strong rip current. His friend struggled, but survived. Malcolm wasn't so lucky. Surfers and beachgoers jumped in, trying to help. One surfer got to the daughter to keep her safe. Others tried to get to Malcolm.
Right there in the water on the surfboard. And when he didn't respond to that, my friend rapidly took him into the beach and they immediately began CPR.
They pulled him out of the water unconscious. People on the beach and Red Cross medics gave him CPR for nearly 45 minutes. They even used a defibrillator, but he never came back. He was pronounced dead right there on the beach. The official cause of death? Asphyxiation from drowning. The autopsy ruled it an accident, but it was preventable. There weren't enough resources, and lifeguards had been sent to another nearby beach. What really hit different about Malcolm Jamal Warner's death wasn't just losing another beloved black actor. It was how he left us and who he left behind. In the middle of all the shock and silence, one name stood out in the reports: his daughter. That's right, Malcolm had a young daughter, and she was with him on that trip. He wasn't on some wild celebrity getaway. He was being a dad, a real one. And let's not forget, he had always kept her life private. No reality shows, no tabloid photos. You'd barely even hear about her because he wanted to shield her from the chaos of the spotlight.
I like to keep them and their identity private. I want people to know that, like, it is possible to be happy and to have love.
That was the kind of man Malcolm was. While some other celebs are out here parading their kids for clicks and clout, Malcolm was building a bond in peace. That trip, now his final one, was meant to be memories for her, not trauma. But sadly, it ended in the worst way possible. And here's the part that burns. He died still grinding, still trying to fully break through in an industry that uses black men up and throws them away when they stop trending. His estimated net worth, around $6 million. That's decent for a regular person, sure, but for someone who helped shape black TV history, that's insulting. Like Katt Williams always told us, if you're black in Hollywood and you don't play their game, they shut you down. He spoke on how certain roles, especially for black men, are designed to humiliate. He warned about those private rooms, those career tests, and the price of staying true to yourself. And folks laughed at him, called him paranoid, unstable, crazy. But everything he said is unfolding in front of our eyes right now.
For years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
You will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Other black actors have spoken about this same thing. Tyler James Williams has talked about fighting to be seen beyond his child star image. Terrence Howard was loud about how unfair the pay was even when he was leading major shows. Even Orlando Jones said the moment you speak up or carry yourself with dignity, the checks start drying up. But Malcolm never sold out. He didn't chase scandals.
We're going to get this money. We're going to get this 100th episode. Ultimately, they cut us at 88 because they...
What did I talk about a while back? I said, if you want to know the difference, look at who you always see on the screen. It's some people, they say, I mean, whether it's a movie, whether it's a award show, whether it's a damn cartoon, a commercial, whatever the case may be, you always see certain people. And then you have people who you hardly see. I said that. I said, if you want to know if somebody done made a deal, look at how much you see them. It's that simple.
were tired. They were tired of me.
He didn't throw on dresses for laughs. He didn't switch up to fit in. He stayed grounded, raising his daughter quietly, showing her what a real man looks like. The industry didn't reward him for that. But now, in death, people are finally starting to recognize what kind of king we really lost. But that's exactly why Hollywood didn't know what to do with him. He didn't give them scandal, he gave them substance, and they ignored him for it. Let's be honest, this new generation of young black entertainers, a lot of them sold their souls. And I'm not talking about contracts, I'm talking about character. Look at what we see now. Talentless noise, viral stunts, and grown men acting like clowns just to trend. And the worst part, they call it winning. I'm not even gonna name names. You already know a few that come to mind. Something that the ones always half naked on stage, painted up for Fashion Week, saying anything for clicks, rapping about death like it's a flex, flashing money they don't even own and still calling themselves kings. Please. Those are the kind of men the industry loves. They prop them up like role models, plaster them across billboards, give them awards, and tell our boys this is success.
Facts.
But it's not. It's performance. It's controlled chaos packaged as culture. And behind the scenes, they ain't calling no shots, they're puppets. But puppets with diamonds and deals so they smile and keep dancing. Meanwhile, real ones like Malcolm Jamal Warner, who stood for something, get left behind. That's the game. And we're letting it play out. Katt Williams has been one of the only black celebrities bold enough to expose this to the core, even naming names. And what he said absolutely relates to Malcolm Jamal Warner's life and death. And one of the most telling parts, Katt talked about how real ones get punished. He named names, but also gave examples, how someone like himself or Dave Chappelle, who refused to bow down or wear dresses on screen for laughs,
I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with, and they don't with who they don't.
get sidelined or blackballed. Katt even told a story about how certain comedians with less talent were being offered roles and money he earned simply because he wouldn't play along with the industry's agenda. That's the same energy Malcolm had. He stayed quiet and dignified. Malcolm Jamal Warner never had to shout to be heard. His life spoke for itself. From his early years growing up in Jersey City, New Jersey, he was raised by a single mother, Pamela Warner, who managed his career and helped guide him. He was just 14 when he landed the role of Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, and instead of letting that fame corrupt him, as it did so many child actors, he stayed grounded. He didn't chase controversy. He studied, he worked, he learned. As an adult, Malcolm was intentional about the legacy he wanted to leave. He once said in interviews that he wanted to be remembered as someone who stood for truth, integrity, and purpose. He didn't just want to act, he wanted to use his platform to uplift. That's why he avoided stereotypical roles, even if it meant fewer opportunities. There were moments where others would have cracked. When Bill Cosby's scandal exploded, Malcolm handled it with grace. He didn't trash Cosby, but he made it clear he didn't condone the actions.
You spoken to him?
Yeah.
What's that been like? I mean, have you lost faith in him? Have you lost feelings for him?
No.
What are your feelings?
No, not at all.
He protected his own image without exploiting the situation. Now that's class. He also used his artistry to build, not destroy. His Grammy-winning work with Robert Glasper fused spoken word and jazz. His poetry was powerful, layered, and conscious. And Not All Hood, his podcast, was created to break the myth that black men are only one thing. He was building a narrative beyond street life, beyond pain, one rooted in depth and dignity.
Malcolm wasn't perfect, but he was real, and more importantly, he was consistent. He knew exactly how he wanted to be remembered, and he lived that way every single day. Is it not interesting and refreshing that Malcolm never had no TMZ drama, no mugshots, married, faithful, raising his daughter with love and intention? Grammy-winning poet, Emmy-nominated actor, director, musician. He wore all those hats with pride. And still, he did not get the exposure. The younger generation do not even get to know men like him. But here's the kicker. As soon as he died, suddenly everybody wanted to scream, legend, icon, streaming services rolling out tribute playlists, news anchors getting emotional on camera, celebs posting long captions about how we didn't deserve him. Oh please, where was all this energy when he was pitching his podcast, Not All Hood, a show created to talk about blackness beyond stereotypes? Where was the support when he was trying to get funding for independent projects? Where were the roles when he was still young, healthy, and ready to work? Y'all ignored him. Hollywood ignored him. The industry buried him long before that ocean ever did. And now the same folks that boxed him out are rebranding his legacy, packaging it up for profit. It's the same recycled playbook. Wait until they die, then celebrate them loud and fake. That's how they keep their hands clean. Think about Dave Chappelle. When he walked away from that $50 million deal with Comedy Central, they said he was insane. They painted him as unstable, delusional. But what did he say? That the show had become a minstrel act, that he didn't feel right making white folks laugh at black pain. Sound familiar? He was creating his own pathway against the establishment.
And unencumbered by, a company who was, financing my art.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So there aren't higher ups that I have to listen to.
The second you say, hey, this doesn't feel right, they throw you out.
To hear him say that word, when you actually hear that word being said, like higher ups, oh man, that is huge right there. That's someone being aware of their surroundings and how the industry works. So again, I'm not saying that it's true that somebody tried to take him out or just whatever, but damn, hearing him say higher ups is crazy.
They erase you. That's what they did to Katt, that's what they did to Malcolm, and if we're not careful, that's what they'll keep doing to anybody who dares to be real. You think this industry actually respects authenticity? Nah.
Oh, no.
It tolerates it when it's profitable. It celebrates it after it's dead. But while you're alive and breathing, you better fit into that box or get pushed off the shelf. Malcolm's death was tragic, yes, but it was also eye-opening because it exposed the game. Here was a man who did everything right, and they still ignored him until he was gone. Now they're trying to sell his name, trying to stream his shows, trying to play clips of him playing saxophone like he was Miles Davis or something. Y'all had decades to give him flowers. Now all you're offering is candles and tweets? It's exhausting. And what hurts even more is how familiar this all is. Think about how many times we've seen it. Nipsey Hussle, left out the spotlight until the day he was killed. Then suddenly everyone knew he was a genius. Chadwick Boseman, quiet, hardworking, powerful, treated like royalty only after he was 6 feet under. Phife Dawg, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, hell, even Michael Jackson. They all had to die to be respected properly. The question is, why does someone have to stop breathing before folks start listening? Malcolm wasn't out here begging for attention. He wasn't clout chasing. He was just doing the work, writing poetry, directing, speaking out about toxic culture and music. He was calling out how rap had become a weapon used against black people, used to keep us numb, angry, distracted. And guess what? Nobody wanted to hear it until now. Meanwhile, if this had been some Hollywood darling with a wild past and a drug problem, there'd be 10 documentaries by now. Sadly, this could be the end. As much noise as we're hearing right now, tributes from celebrities, posts flooding social media, clips of Malcolm Jamal Warner's most heartfelt moments being reshared, let's be honest, we've seen this before. Hollywood mourns loud but moves on quickly. One week it's rest in power, the next it's back to pushing the same empty, soulless content that men like Malcolm stood against. And let's not even pretend that all these tributes are real. Half of them are industry PR, quick captions written by assistants, not actual grief. Will anything really change? Will his legacy be respected, let alone preserved? Or will it get buried under red carpets and reboots? Now that he's gone, will they finally amplify the messages he stood for? Or will they just use his death to feed the same machine that never truly embraced him? That's the real tragedy.
You know, I talked about how a lot of artists, they don't own the rights to their music, and a lot of them pass away young when they're like thriving, when it's like they done took over the music industry. They got all these hits and then they pass away, and then the record label end up making more money off of them when they're gone. You know, we always talk about child stars. What is it going to look like for them when they get older? And, you know, they said he started when he was 14. And again, it wasn't that I wasn't keeping up with his career. It was just he wasn't in the spotlight. You know what I mean? Like, I knew the shows he was on because, like I said, my wife watches his shows. I would come home from the gym and she would be watching, or just whatever the case may be. And I would sit at the dinner table and, you know, I would see what was going on the TV. So, but as far as drama, there wasn't drama. So, like I said, I don't know if these people be creating drama for people or whatever the case may be, but you know how someone do something, then they get canceled, but then they make some type of comeback. Could you imagine, because of Bill Cosby, right? If I'm not mistaken, like they don't show the Cosby Show reruns. Could you imagine if they did? You know what I mean? Like with Malcolm passing away, like the ratings and the views and stuff will go way up. It's crazy, man, because I feel like, again, I'm not 100% sure if somebody did something or if this was just a freak accident. I do not know. All I'm saying is when you go against the grain, they will come after you. Like, share, comment below, man. Appreciate y'all coming over and watching. Peace out.
Most definitely, man. One of the things people got to realize, nobody is talking about this. Everybody say that these artists don't have rights to their own music. They don't have rights to their own music and stuff like that. You got to realize how the system works, how it's designed to. These people are marketing geniuses. The artist is in the recording studio making the music. They just make the music. How you gonna get it out to the world? They don't know. But because they made the music and they think it's theirs, they gotta give up the rights so people can have mechanical rights, market and promote it all over the world. And once they make them a big star, oh, I love that song. This song is played all over the world, right? You're just the artist. You made this product, but you don't know how to market and promote this product to the world. That gotta account for something. I understand. Yes, I understand what you're saying is their music, but it's nothing You can own 100% all your music and everything and put it out on YouTube or whatever the case may be now in these days. But back then, it wasn't a lot of social media type stuff going on. So you needed the golf, you needed to bump heads with the right people to get your commercials and get everything going on in this TV land thing. You had to shake hands and rub elbows with the right people. And that's what they paying for. That's what they giving up. And once they become a super duper star, they think, well, they took all my music. They want to play the blame game. That's what happens. But without the blame game, I know so many people that are good at what they do, and they own 100% all their music, all the rights, and you would never hear about them. They good. They better than me. But you would never hear about them because they don't want to get caught up. I'd rather be caught up and become a millionaire and get into this business, get into the business, learn the business, and then move on. So anyway, man, I don't know why I even got that deep into that when we should be talking about rest in peace to my man Malcolm. Rest in peace. I know one thing, Katt Williams ain't say too much. Man, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.